I used to tell my customers, they used to get mad at me because, they had this perception on how things should go.
Yeah.
And they want to put you in this box. So they're like, well, why you got no suit on today? Maybe because I tore it up the other day trying to climb that fence to get in the door to open it for you.
Yeah.
And so it started becoming nerve-wracking. So I developed something for myself.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's less stressful.
Yeah.
And the people can come to me when my product is finished. How I got into real estate, man, I got married again.
Okay.
Right? So my current wife now, she ran track for UT.
Oh, okay.
And so her father sold real estate and had a mortgage company. He did high-end real estate and mortgages to athletes and entertainers out in Cali. And so I remember when we got married, on our way while planning for marriage and planning a wedding and all that, she kept adding and adding. And, this budget was just bananas, man. This was like, this 2000. This 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And our wedding was like $15,000. Wow. In 2000. $15,000 still a lot of money in 2020.
It's still a lot of money.
And so, she had trolleys and, man, like for appetizers, man, we had lobster tails and shrimp and it was off the chain. So I'm like, oh man, what did I marry into? In the back of my mind, cause I remember when I picked him up for the airport, he said, hey, take me to the hotel and then I'm gonna make this, I gotta put this money up. He had a little man bag, man. That thing had a bundle in it. And I was like, oh, snap. So he said, yeah, tomorrow pick me up from the hotel. I'm going to go pay everybody. So he was just like, everywhere we went, it was just cash. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Now I think about it, he paid out because everything was like prepaid too. So probably about 10 grand in cash when he paid everything off.
Just going around just dropping money.
Yeah, for real. And I was like, man, what did I get myself into? That's what I'm thinking. And then when, like I said, I always knew he did real estate, but I ain't really think nobody was like banking it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my wife was pregnant with our first daughter, and I was doing case management.
Okay.
So I was making like 27, 28. They ain't no getting no brother 30 at that time. They gonna give you the bare minimum. But I was like, I ain't no bad to raise no child with this income. I gotta do something else. And I talked to my wife. I was like, man, I gotta figure something out, man. This ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
And she like, I keep telling you, call my dad. And when I called George, he the one told me what I needed to do.
Yeah.
He's like, man, you need to go to school, get your license, do this, do that. I'm like, all right, hung up with him.
Yeah.
Went to school, called him back. Hey, I got my license. Now what? He's like, what are you talking about? I got my real estate license.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, really? Oh, you gotta go hang them now. And that's how I learned contract negotiations, because I ended up getting with this company called ERA.
Okay.
And I had got a 50-50 split. I thought that was good.
Yeah, it sound good.
It sound good. And I remember when Master P was negotiating his deal around the turn, and everybody was talking about how he struck this huge deal.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say Universal at the time.
Yeah, it was Universal.
And so
no, it's Priority.
Whichever one.
Whichever one it was. Yeah, it's Priority.
He had an 80-20 split.
Yeah.
And so when I got my first check, when I received my first check from ERA, it was $3,000. So I left the broker. So I left the closing with a check for $3,000.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I think how this go, I get half of this. So when I get to the office and I get dude like Michael, he was the broker, I get him the check. And he said, okay, your funds will be ready tomorrow. I'm like, tomorrow? I just gave you the check. Why you can't read me the difference? So I go to the office the next day and I get my check and it was $1,250. And I'm like, man, what happened?
Yeah, you showed. Yeah.
This ain't making sense. I did a deal, I made $3,000. Now I'm thinking in my mind, and I told my wife I'm gonna get $1,500.
Yeah.
Then when I get my check, it's $1,250. What happened?
Yeah.
So when he give me the breakdown, 3,000. Then we got 50-50 split.
Mm-hmm.
And then he charged me $250 for a training class that he wasn't even on. He put a tape in a DVD player, and I watched it.
Yeah.
He charged me $250 for that. Now I can't do this. I'm running all over town. Cause by the time you figure your fuel costs, maintenance on your car, buying suits and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Man, I might make $600. I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And so I was at a community meeting, and one of my he's frat brother and Mason brother, Frank Shanklin. He said, "Hey man, you know they do it right there. Got a real estate company." Cause I started telling my little circle like, "Hey,
yeah,
I gotta figure something out."
Right.
And I hollered at this dude named Jay Vincent. He was a hoarder, man.
For real?
Yeah, man, dude was a hoarder. And then what happened was, like I said, that's when I went to his office to meet him.
Yeah.
And I was telling him I want to be 100% agent. Cause I started reading what Master P done. I was like, can I do this in real estate? Because of my contract. And I was pushing for 100%. And he was like, no, I have some kids. And my kids might want the company and this, that, and that. Plus I'm thinking about going out of business. I'm like, no, don't do that yet. And so what happened, he was kind of talking like he wasn't going to do it. And then all of a sudden, I would get his phone rung. He got on the phone like, hold on a minute. And I was about ready to leave.
Yeah.
And then when I looked on the wall, I said, oh, snap. This dude, he's super smart. This what my mom talking about. This what when she worked at TVA, she talking about how them geniuses are.
Yeah.
And they don't get rid of nothing.
Right.
And so, like I said, when I looked on the wall, I'm like, oh, man, dude graduated from Knoxville College. Then I looked on the other wall, I'm like, oh, he had a degree in planning, a master's. He had a master's degree from planning when he graduated from the University of Tennessee.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm like, oh, this dude one of them geniuses. And so I just stayed cool, got out the phone, we talked. He said, let him think about it. He called me up, told me to come to the office. Went to the office the next day, and we did a 90-10 split. Wow. Which was unheard of back then. Wasn't nobody doing 90-10s for new agents. Wow. I don't even think they still doing them today.
Nah, I ain't heard nothing about that.
And so I was eating real good. So now I'm getting 90% of what I make.
Yeah.
And I was getting him that 10%, and I gave him $150 a month.
Just kind of like a...
Yeah, because they do that now, even the new agents.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're a little seasoned agent, you want to be 100%.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to pay a desk fee. That's what it's called.
I got you.
So I used to pay him that little monthly fee, and then I was getting 90%. So what I was selling, I could sell one $100,000 house and make just as much as a person that was selling a $200,000 house.
Yeah, because you was getting all your money back.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so, man, I just learned from that, learned a lot. Then I got in, then Paul Daniels like, Blake, we're on the low end of the totem pole. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you really need to get your contractor license. I'm like, oh, man. So I ended up getting my contractor license. Then I started building from that. And then I'm trying to save the community. And I almost went broke then. That's how come when people be calling me, talking about, hey, man, we can get these black people together, black power. No, don't call me. You talking about no black power movement. Man, I ain't trying to do all that.
Man, it's funny you say
because I almost went broke doing that. Now, if you bring me a whole bunch of people that don't look like each other, with a whole rainbow coalition, then we can do something.
We go to work.
But just concentrating, because one, you got to look at the demographics at Knoxville. It's only back then it was like 7-8%.
Right.
And you trying to eat off of 7-8%.
Yeah.
And out of that 7-8%, only 2% probably gonna do something out of that.
Right.
And you trying to educate them and all. Oh man, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Not in Knoxville. Nah. I'm selling to everybody.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So now it's still, I put and I end up eventually making partner, get my broker license. And then he passed away. And then, like I said, after I got my broker license, then I was trying to decide if I'm going to open up another real estate company.
Yeah. And
so that's how I ended up getting this building here, me and my partner.
Yeah.
He was doing wholesaling. He turned me on to wholesaling. And then, man, we made so much money from wholesaling, I put my broker license in retirement. I don't even want to sell to the public like that no more. Because it's a real big challenge. A lot of people watch TV now. Even back then, I used to tell my customers, they used to get mad at me because they had this perception on how things should go.
Yeah.
And they want to put you in this box. So they're like, well, why you got no suit on today? Maybe because I tore it up the other day trying to climb that fence to get in the door to open it for you.
Yeah.
And so it started becoming nerve-wracking. So I developed something for myself.
Yeah, you know
that's less stressful.
Yeah.
And the people can come to me when my product is finished.